Hi there. Welcome once again to our yoga cafe. Today, we're going to focus on kind of preparing our physical bodies and our energetic system, preparing it for meditation. So I'd like us to begin seated, possibly seated in a chair so that your feet can rest flat to the floor. And then, as always, you want to have on hand your trusty chair, a couple of pillows, and maybe a blanket if you're in a chillier environment. Okay, so let's begin making sure that your feet are right underneath your knees and that your knees are at a comfortable level for your hips. So if you're seated up on a chair that has your hips higher than your knees, you may want to bring your feet up on something, a pillow or a block or a book or something. And then if you're feeling tired today, you can lean into the back of your chair, or you can just remain upright. Turn your palms to face down and rest your hands on your lap. Drop your shoulders, and then give a little bit of a lift to the back of your neck, just a hint of an elongation back there. And you can do this first body scan with eyes open or closed. It's up to you. I'm going to close mine. That helps me to track my sensations. So begin just by breathing, ideally through your nose. Letting yourself really come to this moment right here and now. And it's okay if there's still echoes of what came before, or if your to-do list is still writing itself. Notice that the more attention you pay to your breath, the quieter the past and future become. So that you are focusing in on this inhale and this exhale. Now bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet where they rest against the floor or prop. Feel that support, how it travels up the legs, supporting not just your feet, but the whole lower body. Then bring your attention to where you are sitting, the seat of your chair or the prop that you're sitting on. And notice that support. Helping not just the lower body, but also providing support for the upper body, for the spine. Bring your attention to where your hands rest against your legs. Feel the weight and warmth of your hands, and feel how your legs support your hands. And it's because of this kind of team of support, that we are able to rest in an alert but comfortable seated posture. So just take a moment to acknowledge the floor beneath your feet, the chair beneath your seat, and the thighs beneath your hands. And then if your eyes are closed, begin to slowly blink the eyes open, bringing light back into your field of view. Okay. We're going to start our physical practice with the hands themselves. These are our soldiers that go out and do everything, right? So they can become very tired, they can become swollen, achy, dry, kind of missing a little TLC. So let's give them some of that. So we're going to start with the joints of the hands. And you'll notice that you've got 3 joints of each finger, except for the thumb. So you've got this first joint down here at the webbing where it meets up with your palm. And then you have a second joint where your finger folds in half. And then you have this third joint up at the top, okay? So we're going to attempt, I mean, your fingers are going to do what they're going to do, but we're going to attempt to release some tension out of all 3 of those joints. So let's just start with the index finger. So you're going to pull back on that on that second joint, yeah, and then push down on the on the last joint, okay? And then we'll reverse it where you're pushing forward on the first joint and pushing back on the last joint. This kind of middle joint just gets to, oh, sorry, that's actually incorrect. So we'll start here and then we'll bend the finger in half. That's right. There's the middle joint. Bend the finger in half and push down on this last joint. Okay. And then we'll do that again. So you're pushing that finger back, top joint down, and then we go the other way. Bend at the middle joint, and then the top joint goes the other way. It doesn't really, like you can see with this finger, it's not really going the other way, but I can feel that. So then you push the finger back, top joint down, middle joint bends. If you can, get that top joint to push down. Finger back, top joint down. This is my most bendable digit. See how this one will very easily, that top joint will fold. Okay, so then we get to the thumb, which is slightly different. I'm going to push back. And then I'm just going to push the whole thumb back. Okay, so that's one whole hand. Let's try it with the other hand. So we start with the finger straight. Yeah. Top joint down. And then bend at the middle of the finger. And then you're trying to push this last joint down. Straight finger, top joint down. And then bend at the middle. And get that top joint to bend. And then we do it 2 more times. This one just doesn't want to do it. And you'll find that to be the case. Some of your fingers are going to be a little bit rebellious. Okay. Gets a little easier every time you do this. And then we finally get to the thumb. So we start just with the bend and then pushing back. Okay. Whew. All right, so now that we've brought some attention to the different joints, we're going to pull and toss chi. So this is excess chi. We're going to slide our fingers along the sides of the digit and toss, and then along the top and bottom, like where the nail bed is, and toss. And we'll do that to each finger. Sides, toss, top and bottom, toss. This is where I really feel that I'm sending love to my fingers. I'm getting rid of the excess, unwanted chi, the stuff that might be left over from tension, times of tension or hard work. And just unwanted chi, whatever that may be. Not bad chi, just unwanted. Doesn't need to be stuck here. Okay. All right, now we're going to tap the webbing in between the fingers, right? So this is the webbing between the thumb and the index fingers. Easy. And then we'll go between the thumb and the middle fingers. And some of these webbings might be a little bit more tender than others, so go gently at first. Also, if you're wearing great big rings. Okay, so we're onto the middle to ring finger webbing. And then we shift now to the last one, the pinky finger, ring finger webbing. Okay. And then we're going to come to the outside of the pinky fingers and just tap that area up against each other. So if you're not quite sure, it's right where that crease is when you bend your pinky finger. And you should feel a little bit of a interesting sensation. I wouldn't quite call it pain. It's kind of a zing. And it's on both hands. Okay, then we're going to flip the hands over and we're going to use the thumb knuckle to gently tap into this webbing on this side here between the thumb and the index finger. That one has a little more zing to it for me. And it's only one hand at a time, so then you have to switch. The trick here is to keep the receiving hand relaxed. So I often will want to do this, and then it's just not really helpful. Okay. So then we're going to turn the palms over again, take the back of the knuckles of one hand and gently tap the palm with the other hand. This is also where your receiving hand wants to tense up. So see if you can let it stay relaxed. And then other hand. And then the last bit here for the hands, I'm actually going to take my watch off for this, is to tap this area around the wrist. So you want to keep the hands really relaxed and loose as you tap the wrists against each other. Wrist, it's kind of wrist and lower forearm area. Okay, and then you'll switch, other hand in front. Okay, and that's the hands. Those are your hands all shaken out. Now we're going to use those hands to move chi throughout the body, and hopefully they will not bother us during any relaxation or meditation. Hopefully they feel pretty good now. So now we're going to use the knuckles to gently tap just under the collarbone here, kind of into the area that just starts to form the armpit. That area, kind of top chest area there. Doesn't have to be, very brutal here. Stay light and gentle. Now for this next one, you're going to need to stand up. So go ahead and come up to standing. And you're going to take the back of your knuckles again. And this time we're going to tap the kidney area. So you might need to kind of lean forward a little bit to feel into that. Okay. And then just let the arms hang and notice tingling in the hands, tingling maybe up in the chest, maybe in the back. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly begin to swing the arms very loosely, very relaxed. Swing the arms side to side and keep the knees nice and bent so there's no torquing at the knees. And notice that the more relaxed you let your arms be, the more they just kind of gently tap the body. Okay, so that tapping is something we're going to direct now. The hand that taps the front of the body, let's bend the elbow and aim that hand to tap the chest like you did before. And the hand that touches the back of the body, aim it to touch the kidney area like you did before. So the arms stay very loose. They're swinging out, but there is a bend to the elbow at the end that allows you to access the chest and the kidney area. All right, start to make that movement a little bit slower. Open up the hands. And then just pause. Feeling once again the tingling, the pulsing, the very subtle sensations that we have access to as humans. All right, now we're going to move into joint warm-ups for the shoulders. So let's take one hand to the belly and then just slowly begin to bring the arm across the front of the body, up, turn your hand and circle the arm back and down. And we're not going to move the torso very much here. In fact, see if you can keep the torso facing forward, hips and knees facing forward, so that this is more of a movement for the shoulders than anything else. Let's do this one more time. When your arm is down by your side, pause and reverse. And you're following the range of motion that is most appropriate for you. So it might not be this full, complete circle, might be a different sort of shape. As long as it is the range of motion that works, stay with that. Let's do that one more time on this side. And then the next time your arm is down by your side, extend both arms down by your side and see if you can spot any differences in your two sides, right? You might notice one arm feels a bit more alive, full, perhaps, warm, perhaps, right? These are all our sensations of qi running through the body. All right, let's go to the other side now. And this might be a really different experience. We tend to be more dominant with one arm than the other, which makes sense. Most of us, very few of us are actually truly ambidextrous. So you may notice a lot different sensations on this side. Next time your arm is down by your side, reverse. And I am moving my shoulder a little faster than the rhythm of my breath today. So I'm not kind of connecting the two rhythms. Some days I really like to go slowly, especially if I'm dealing with some pain. today's not one of those days, luckily. All right, next time that arm is down by your side, leave it there, extend both arms, and just feel left and right sides. Hopefully you feel somewhat even. Now, leaving the arms down by your sides, let's slowly begin to turn the neck. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see this better. So you're going to turn your head to one side, looking over your shoulder, and then scoop your chin down towards your collarbone, center of your chest, other collarbone, other shoulder. And if it's feeling okay, you can start to bring the chin up towards the ceiling, completing that circle. And then the next time your chin is at your chest, you'll pause and go the other direction. Now, if taking a full circle with your neck is not appropriate, meaning you get a little dizzy, you get some pain, right? You're always alternating directions. If that's the case for you, that full circles aren't going to work, you can always just go shoulder to shoulder. So it's kind of a half smile. Right? Remember, we're staying within the range of motion that is appropriate. So we don't want to force anything to create pain or injury. And then the next time your chin is at your chest, go ahead and pause. Bring your head back up to center and notice how that feels. So hopefully we've released a little bit of tension between the ears and shoulders. Now we're going to address the lower body. So bring your hands to your hips, step your feet a little wider than your shoulders, bend your knees, and begin to circle the hips around. And I am going to ask you to circle with the rhythm of your breath. So I want you to go a little bit slower here. Go around one more time this direction. And then we'll reverse. Last time. And then come to center. Bring the feet together. Bend your knees, hands to the outside of the knees. Circle around, keeping your feet flat. Again, these circles are not as fast as your breath, are faster than your breath. Once more this direction, then we reverse. And then come back up. Okay. Now you may want your chair for this next part. We're going to be circling the ankles. You're just going to pick one foot up. Let me take my socks off so you can see my feet. So you pick one foot up and you can bend the knee. You're just going to circle the ankle around, spreading the toes as you go around. And if balance is not an issue for you, you can open the arms. Let your eyes focus on one spot. Let's reverse direction now. And then we'll release that foot and switch to the other side. And then reverse. And then pause. And let's pause with our feet about the hips joint width apart. And rock your weight back into your heels, feeling your new ankles. Unlock your knees. Take a slight tuck to the pelvis and let your arms simply hang off your shoulders. So we're coming into our Wu Ji stance, our neutral, what we're always trying to find, that neutral moving target that it is. And just take a moment to pause here and breathe. Eyes can be opened or closed if you'd like. Feel the support of the floor beneath you. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see. We're going to come into a wave of the spine. So we'll start with the hands on the hips. And we'll start with swinging the hips back, which is going to fold the torso towards the legs. Go as far down as you can comfortably go. When the brakes of the body, the brakes of the forward bend, which is the hamstrings, tell you to stop, you stop. Then bend your knees deeply. Tuck your chin, tuck your tail, and slowly roll yourself up and come into this sort of leaning back posture, almost a slouch. And then to come through upright, you're going to begin by pushing the hips back, and that'll fold your body forward again. Let's exhale as we go down, and then inhale as we roll up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Let's add the arms. Arms go overhead. Exhale down, arms right by your ears. And then as you inhale up, let the hands follow the body as it rolls up. Exhale down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale down. Inhale, roll up. So next time, only go halfway down. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, roll up. Now only go a quarter of the way down. Exhale, quarter of the way. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, a quarter of the way. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, a quarter of the way. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, a quarter of the way. Inhale, roll up. And then just push up and release. Push up and release. Push up and release. One more time. Push up and release. Now bring the arms out to the sides. Push out. And then just draw the hands in. Push out. So you're pushing your heels against the floor, top of the head up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, drawing everything in towards the center. One more time. Then bring the hands into the center. And this time we're going to bring one hand up, one hand down. And then release. One hand up, one hand down. Pushing out from the center and then release, returning to the center. Pushing up and down and then coming back. Pushing up and down and coming back. And then let's do a little side bend. So the arm that comes overhead leans to the side, other hand comes diagonal across your body. So you're still pushing down and pushing up, just tilted at an angle. And what I like to do is put a little more weight into the foot that my down hand is facing. So for example, my right hand is the down hand, so I'm going to push more weight into my left heel. And just see how this is getting into the sides of your body. Yeah. One more to each direction. And then come to center. Push the hands, both hands down. And let the arms hang by your sides. And just pause and feel. So weight is in the heels, knees are unlocked. Just slight tuck to the pelvis, arms hanging. And now actually the arms feel like they're floating down by your sides. Shoulders relaxed. Eyes can be opened or closed. Let's bring our awareness to the bottoms of the feet. Right where the feet connect with the earth. And with each inhale, visualize drawing awareness, attention up through the floor into your feet. So you could call that chi or prana or energy or focus, whatever you want to call it. Bring it up into your feet so that you feel all 10 toes, balls of your feet, arches of your feet, heels, ankles, your whole foot on each side. And then bring your awareness with your next inhale up into the shins, up to the knees. Let's let the knees feel spacious, not congested. And if you need to bend or straighten in order to feel spacious in your knees, do that. And then bring your awareness up into your thighs, almost like there's a warming quality into the muscles of your thighs and hips. And then focus your attention at the base of your spine. Recognize that the base of the spine is inside the body, not on the outside, inside the body, down at the base of the pelvis, the bowl that connects the upper and lower body. So you've got all of this awareness from your feet, through your legs, all the way up to the base of your spine. And then take that awareness and begin to travel along the curves of your spine, as if you were walking a staircase up along the sacrum, up along the inwardly curving lumbar, up along the outwardly curving thoracic, and then up along the cervical, the neck. And then rest your attention at the top of the spine, where your head rests. Bobble your head a little bit left to right. See if you can let your head sort of float there. The least amount of sensation and effort possible. And then let's imagine these 2 points, the top of the spine and the bottom of the spine. These 2 points, ever so slightly, ever so subtly, beginning to move apart. You might not even perceive this movement. It might be like a celestial event, like stars in the night sky. You know they're moving. You don't really see that movement. Is it possible to feel a lengthening between these 2 points without engaging a lot of activity? Let's take one more breath here. If your eyes are closed, you're going to begin to open your eyes. And we'll shift now into a seated posture. So that might be sitting in your chair, or it might be sitting on the floor. Take whatever position you need, whatever works for you, and take whatever props you need so that you're comfortable sitting for a few minutes. So for me, my feet get cold. I'm going to put on some socks. And then I like to have a little bit of height under my hips and then under each knee. Take a few moments to design the seated posture that is right for you, whatever that looks like. And then when you're ready, let's turn the palms to face up, resting the backs of your hands against your legs. Let your shoulders drop. Find the places where your body connects to the floor, to the earth, whether that's your feet, your legs, your hips, your hands. And once you've found these places, allow that contact to soften. And become almost porous as you invite that awareness from the earth up into your body through the points of contact. Feeling the feet, legs, hips, hands, shoulders, neck, face, eyes, jaw. Soften what you can. Breathe in and out through your nose if you're able. Rest the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth very lightly. Feel a sense of space between your upper and lower teeth. Pay attention to the length and quality of your breath. And to give us a tool to do that, we're going to count the breath. We'll count backwards, starting at 49, like this. You'll inhale and count 49. Exhale and count 48. Inhale and count 47. Exhale 46. And so on. When you lose track of your breath and you notice you've lost track, simply come back to the last number you remember counting. Begin whenever you're ready. Keeping the breath relaxed, smooth and steady. Return to counting at whatever number you remember last counting whenever you lose track of your breath. Now, whether or not you have reached the number 20, let's skip ahead. But this time, as we count backwards from 20, we'll only count the exhales like this. Inhale, exhale 20. Inhale, exhale 19. Inhale, exhale 18. And continue just like that. When you lose track, come back to the last number you remember counting. And if you count all the way down to 0, simply cease counting, but continue reflecting on your breath. Continue to soften into your support and keep the spine long. Now, even if you have not yet reached 0, let's cease counting and simply notice the quality of your attention after this meditation preparation. You're welcome to stay seated or you can recline with me for final relaxation. Take whatever props you need to be comfortable during relaxation. And once again, connect with those places that support you. Maybe under your feet, legs, hips, hands. If you're reclined, also under your shoulders and head. Really allow your body to soften into that support. Breath is easy, there's no counting, there's no agenda. Simply aware of the body, resting, supported. What little movements there are subtle. That celestial movement we did when we were standing. So small and slow. And just take the next few moments to simply be here with your breath, with your heart beating. Yes, even with your thoughts and your emotions. Just being, allowing. Let's take one more breath here, wherever you are. And if you're reclined on your back, you're welcome to slowly start to move fingers and toes, maybe even turning your head a little side to side until you're ready to make your way over to your side and up to sitting. And if you've been sitting, you're welcome to open your eyes. Bringing your focus back into this space, this lovely room. this breath, this moment. Thank you so much. Palms together in gratitude and honor and respect. Peace. Have a great day.